Holy crap, Destiny 2 has finally been revealed. I've stayed away from making any Destiny content for this channel, but let me tell you, Destiny 1 is one of my favorite games of all time. I will be the first person to tell you that Destiny 1 was flawed. Very flawed. I've played since the beta and I've seen it change and evolve into a really solid game. I have extremely high hopes for Destiny 2, and this reveal took a big first step toward the sequel that everybody wants. With that said, let's break down the top 10 biggest changes from today's reveal. Number 10, In Game LFG. Along with newly integrated clan support, a brand new LFG system called Guided Games is being added. It's basically a way for solo players to join up with an already made clan for an activity. However, in Destiny 2 it works with raids, nightfalls, and trials. As long as it works smoothly and we don't have any elitist problem, this will be a huge addition to the series. Having to use a third-party app to gather people for an activity is a pain in the butt. It was one of several ways that Destiny 1 pulled people away from their console in order to experience something in the game. I have big hopes for the system and I see myself using it extensively. Number 9, PC. Destiny 2 marks the first time that the series will venture onto the PC platform. Although I will continue to play on PS4, I know a lot of fans have been wanting this for a long time. Bungie has already confirmed that it has 4K support, uncapped frame rate, an FOV slider, and will support an ultra-wide monitor setup. All of this sounds awesome, and who knows, maybe I'll try the PC version in the future. The biggest surprise to me was that Destiny 2 will launch on Blizzard's Battle.net, and not Steam like many people thought. I have no problem at all with this, and if Destiny 2 uses Blizzard's anti-cheat software, I think the PC community will be very healthy and very happy for years to come. Number 8, no mandatory orbit. In one of the most welcome changes, Destiny 2 no longer requires you to go back to orbit anytime you want to go somewhere new. You are able to transport from planet to planet just by selecting it on your in-game map. This will save a huge amount of dead time and get you right into the action even faster. I'm super excited about this change. Orbit is still there if you want to get a group together and fly into an activity, but not having it mandatory is a huge improvement. It also sounds like planets will have more than one landing zone, which will make moving around the planet faster and more efficient. Overall, I'm very excited about this change. Number 7, more stuff to do. One of the biggest gripes with Destiny 1 was that the play spaces felt empty. There was very little to do other than generic public events or some patrol missions. Bungie promises to fix that. Both public events and missions will return, but they've also added so much more to their worlds. NPCs now live in the world and give quests. Some will even give you treasure maps that lead to piles of loot. Bungie is also adding something called Lost Sectors. These appear to be hidden enemy dungeons with a unique boss. Kill the boss and get a treasure. Color me intrigued. Anything additional is welcome to the normal boring patrols. I want to be entertained for more than 5 minutes on a planet. The Dreadnought was a good first stab at making an interesting, explorable place, but I'm hoping Destiny 2 ups the ante. Number 6, new planets. 4 new planets are added in Destiny 2. Titan, Nessus, Io, and Earth, more specifically the European Dead Zone. Titan is a moon of Saturn, and it's described as a methane ocean covered in monolithic human architecture. After the attack on the tower, Zavala retreats to this planet. Nessus is a machine world controlled by the Vex but occupied by the Cabal. This is where Cade goes after the tower falls. The final planet is Io. It's one of Jupiter's moons. It looked a lot like Venus in nature, and it's where we'll have to go if we want to find Ikora. And then, like I mentioned before, we will finally be able to explore the European Dead Zone on Earth. This was hinted at a lot in Destiny 1, even so much so that there was supposed to be a DLC centered around this cut from the first game. There's no word yet on if it is the only playable area on Earth, but we will have to wait and see. Number 5, Crucible. All Crucible modes are now 4v4. This one was a surprise. I'm by no means a big fan of PvP, but I've been to the Lighthouse and I try to play Iron Banner when I can. I really enjoyed the 6v6 modes in Destiny 1. I thought it was well balanced and it allowed one person to have a bad game but still pull out a win if the rest of the team played well. With 4v4, everyone will have to pull their weight a bit more. It's going to take a lot more skill and teamwork to succeed in front of Lord Shaxx. I hear the PvP community calling for 4v4 mode, so if they're happy and they want it, that's fine by me. Number 4, new and revamped weapons. In the video we see at least 3 new weapon types, a grenade launcher, a minigun, and a plasma rocket. These all look super awesome. I think I'm most excited about the plasma rocket. Just look at it. Along with these new weapons come a revamped weapon system. Primary, secondary, and heavy weapons are no more. They are now classified as kinetic, energy, and power. I believe the only difference between kinetic and energy is that energy has elemental damage and kinetic does not. Otherwise it looks like you can have similar weapons in both slots. If you want a hand cannon in both, you can. If you want a hand cannon and a pulse rifle, you can. The biggest difference is power weapons. Bungie said that snipers, fusion rifles, and grenade launchers fall under this new power category. This is a huge change. You can no longer have snipers and a sword, or snipers and a rocket launcher. You now have to make an actual decision on what loadout you want instead of just defaulting to the meta. Number 3, class-specific powers. I'm not exactly sure what to call these other than powers or a third ability. In Destiny 2, Guardians now have another option instead of melee, grenade, and super. In the gameplay reveal, you can clearly see a Warlock laying down what looks like a buff circle. It looks like it acts like Ward of Dawn, but minus the bubble part. We'll have to wait and see what kind of stats it will increase. We also see a shot of a Titan laying down an instant cover for protection. It's about waist high and you can shoot over it. This will no doubt come in handy while fighting the new Cabal faction. We've yet to see what the Hunter can do, but I'm sure it'll be awesome. Number 2, new supers. We saw 3 new supers, Dawnblade, Sentinel, and Arcstrider. Dawnblade is a new solar super for the Warlock. Visually, it looks like the Sunsinger super, but with a giant flame sword. You levitate in the air and you rain down fiery beams from above. I don't main a Warlock, but it looks really cool. Sentinel is the new Void super for Titans. It basically turns you into Captain America. You summon a shield and you're able to bash, throw, and block with it. There's even a shot of the shield bouncing off of 3 enemies, which looks awesome. The last super is Arcstrider for the Hunter. It looks almost like he has a staff. Unfortunately, this looks fairly similar to what Arcblade already is. It's a close melee super. However, there's a ground pound animation, and it looks like the Hunter is more agile while using it. Either way, it'll be fun to beat some Cabal with. And number 1, the story. Bungie didn't shy away from stressing that the story is one of their biggest focuses this time around. Luke Smith doubled down on that today when he said that Destiny 2 is about having a story you can relate to, characters you want to hang out with, and enemies you want to face. From the looks of it, all of this seems to be true. There's a reason the tower is destroyed. There's a reason that Gaul is coming for the Traveler's Light, and there's a reason your Guardian and the Vanguard are spread throughout the universe. If this story lives up to the hype, Destiny 2 will 100% be a success. So that wraps it up. Keep in mind that this is a subjective list and are my opinions on the biggest changes from Destiny 1 to Destiny 2. There are many things from the reveal that I didn't even mention. If you're curious to see more, I will link the full Destiny 2 reveal stream in the contents. Let me know if you're excited about these changes to the series. I'm very excited to get my hands on this game. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to keep up with more information about Destiny 2, please subscribe. Otherwise, I will talk to you later, Guardians. Thanks for watching.